Greetings and welcome to another edition of Delta Media Group's Tech Tuesday. So before I get started today, happy 4th of July. It's coming up here next week. I know people will be watching this in the archives and they'll be nowhere near the 4th of July, but right now it's near the 4th of July. I had this big plan to put on an Uncle Sam hat and bring in some fireworks and just start shooting them off all over the room in here, but alas, it was shot down. They wouldn't let me bring them in. I don't know, something about the servers and computer equipment. Buzzkills, right? Okay, so this week we're going to do something, basically we're going to go over what we went over last week. So the story behind this is that after doing last week's video, we decided to take another closer look at the way the listing limitation stuff works, or the search limitation stuff works, and kind of revamp it a little bit. So then we decided we'd do a video this week so we can kind of go over what we've changed it into so that you have, a nice, current, accurate video of exactly how the website search limitations work. All right, so what we're going to do, we'll go into the DeltaNet, and what I'm talking about specifically is the ability to limit your website to returning only listing data from the areas that you specify. So if there's only a handful of different counties, say there's 5 counties, and those 5 counties are what you do all of your business in, you can limit your website so that it returns only listings from within those 5 counties so that you're only getting leads through your site from areas that you service. You're not going to drive 2 hours out of your way to go do a showing half the time. So this way you only get showing requests from areas that are within a reasonable range to you. So first off, let's go to the public site, and from here I'm just going to run a search, and our map's going to load up probably. There we go. So here's my search map, and if I back way out, then keep in mind this is this is a demo site, so this is all test data, so everything is not completely accurate, but it'll give you an idea what we're going for. So if we back way out on this map, you can see that we've got areas right around here, or a lot of listings right around here, and that would be like Stark County, Northeast Ohio area. And then we've got some in Pittsburgh, there's some in Columbus, down here in St. Louis, up in Albany. So we've got listings kind of all over the place. And if I'm a real estate agent in Stark County, I'm not going to drive to Albany for a showing. So let's make it so that Albany doesn't show up on our site, right? All right, so if we go to the DeltaNet, scroll down to Preferences and Home Search, we have this section labeled Search Limits. Now here, I'm going to make that Ohio, and then I'm going to further break it down to Stark County. So I'm just going to click in there, type in Stark, auto-completes for me, check the box, add new limit, and there we go. So now we've created a limit for this site to only return listings from Stark County, Ohio. Now what's different from last week in this case is that we no longer are having the company limitations come into account at all on the agent sites. So basically your agent site search system limitations are your own within the data that you're getting on your site. So it now has nothing to do with the company restrictions at all. So now that I've made that change, I'm going to go back to my home page, click on search, and it takes me to my default view again. Now I'm going to scroll way out and cross my fingers. And there we go. So you can see those listings that were down in St. Louis and up in New York, all those are gone. So now I'm only seeing listings in Stark County. Now if you're from the area, or even if you're not, you'll probably realize that this little dot up here could not possibly be in the same county as the rest of these dots. That's because this is test data. So this listing, you can dynamically change where your listings will appear on a map through the DeltaNet. So somebody entered a test listing, and then to test the mapping feature, they moved it up here. So this listing actually in the data says it's in Stark County, but it's manually been moved up to Cleveland. But because the data says it's in Stark County, then it's willing to show up on here because that's the data the system is looking at. All right, so the other thing you can do is you can put in more than one limit. So I have a limit for Ohio and Stark County. If I wanted to do multiple counties in Ohio, I can select multiple counties here, and then I would click Update, and it would include all those counties. Now also, if I want to add additional areas, so say for example, you were right on the border between Ohio and West Virginia. You could put in Ohio here and put in all your county restrictions, and then we could add West Virginia here and put in our county restrictions for West Virginia. So if we've got, say, 3 counties in West Virginia, 3 counties in Ohio, or in this case 4 and 4, and add new search limit, that will add to the search limit that I already have there. So now the site will be capable of returning listings in those 4 counties in Ohio and in those 4 counties in West Virginia. So this includes everything that shows up on the map search, and I just picked the map search because it's the easiest to demonstrate. You know, you can actually see the change. You're seeing listings in one place, so you know, you can really see that restriction. But it actually limits all the data. So if somebody just uses the quick search, or if you search for a zip code or a subdivision that's outside of the county specified, it's just not going to come up at all. So there you go. So as always, it's been a pleasure. If you have any questions, concerns, feel free to comment on the video, send an email into support@deltagroup.com, or give us a call. And let us know if you have any new ideas for videos, or if you have any questions about anything else. So thanks a lot for joining me this week, and have a great 4th of July.